Anyone who is Budgerigar should also know something about their anatomy. The skeleton is constructed quite differently from that of humans. Their entire bone structure is geared towards flying. Since the structure of the bones and the skeleton alone could fill an entire lexicon, I have summarized the most important points for you in this video. Hello, and welcome to Welliness and Happiness Birdie's channel. Now I would like to give you a simple overview of the skeleton. First, we need to undress the bird and free it from its musculature. The skeleton serves to stabilize the body in all vertebrates. Cartilage, tendons, and muscles attached to the bones, allowing the movement of the joint apparatus. Many basic structures are the same in all vertebrates. However, the skeleton of a budgerigar differs significantly from that of a mammal. The structure of the skeleton and the composition of the bones are primarily designed to enable the parakeet to fly. To save weight, some of the bones are hollow. In chicks, the interior is still filled with large amounts of bone marrow for blood formation. Later, cavities form in the skull, sternum, vertebrae, pelvis, and humerus. In some of these cavities, there are protrusions of the air sacs. The mineral content in the bone tissue is very high, which makes them lighter than in mammals of comparable size. The skull has large, laterally positioned eye sockets that protect the sensitive eye of the budgerigar. Behind them are the small auditory openings. Below, one can see the relatively strong lower jaw. In the skeleton diagram, one can see the bony structure of the upper and lower beak, which is covered by horn material, and the nostrils. Unlike mammals, which usually have 7 cervical vertebrae, budgerigars have 12. The breastbone and spine are notable for the large breastbone, the attachment point of the strong, well-developed flight muscles. The shoulder girdle is located in the neck area of the bird. Here, as in humans, are the collarbones. Beneath them is the typical bird's coracoid. It serves as a support for the rib cage. The ribs are bony and do not have cartilaginous elements. In their center, one can identify the hooks, curved extensions that point backward. They serve to stabilize the thoracic cavity and play a role in respiration. The last thoracic vertebrae are fused with the lumbar and sacral vertebrae, as well as the first tail vertebrae, which is fused with the pelvis. The rear part of the pelvis, the pelvic girdle, consists of the ilium, ischium, and pubis. The last tail vertebrae are fused together. The long tail feathers, which serve for steering, are attached to them. We will look at the wing bones separately. When one sees the arm bones of a bird, one is surprised at how little the actual wing shape can be inferred from them. For the feathers that give the wing its contour only attach at the forearm and are not supported by bones like the wings of a bat. The shoulder blades are narrow and shovel-shaped, like those of a human. The collarbone, or clavicle, is the only pair of bones that directly connects the upper limbs to the torso. It plays an important role in movements at the shoulder joint and in flying. The raven bone serves as an additional support. The ulna and radius connect to the humerus, with the ulna being the stronger bone. The wrist bone is fused with the metacarpal bone. However, at first glance, they look like 2 different bones. The budgerigar has only 3 finger bones. They form the wingtip, while the thumb sits at the wing joint. The notch is where the alula attaches, which serves similarly to a flap in controlling flight. The enormous power required for flying is not primarily provided by the arm muscles, but rather mainly by the chest muscles. Now for the leg bones. The thigh is usually hidden under the plumage. Tower leg and foot bones. The foot bones consist of the fused tarsal, and meth lower leg bone consists of the thin fibula and the tibia. The tibia is fused with the upper tarsal bones. The joint that you see on the bird's leg when it is sitting is not the knee, but the ankle. It forms the connection between the tarsal bones. The toe bones attach here, with 2 toes facing forward and 2 backward, as in all parrots. The conclusion is formed by the claws. Who would have thought that anatomy could be so exciting? It helps us understand our living room budgies better. If you want to learn more about their body structure, about the musculature, the digestive system, or the respiratory system, which is very different from ours, let me know in the comments. Bye. See you next Friday.